Hey guys, this is Real Talk Wrestling Podcast, bringing you a review of NXT Takeover WrestleMania weekend for the first time ever, Real Talk Mania 2. And just to make it go fast, there's no gimmicks tonight, but to announce the results of each matches, you have new tag team champions as the artist known as Booty Dust and Maverick won to become the new tag team champions. The Loserweight champion is still Kindside, and Elijah Bradshaw won the Intercontinental Podcast Champion and the Real Talk World Heavyweight Champion, and is the first ever dual champion.
And let's not forget, there is no more Reaper.
Yep, there is a Youngblood now, and Reaper is gone. And if you're asking about the RTX title,
Real Talk.
if you're asking about the RTX,
hey, goodbye.
If you're asking about the RTX title, we'll find out when we talk about NXT. So, Luigi, take it away.
Alright, I think I speak for everyone that NXT TakeOver New Orleans was insane. There wasn't really a weak point on this card, so let's get right into it. The first match was the ladder match for the inaugural NXT North American Championship, consisting of EC3, Killian Dane, Lars Sullivan, Ricochet, Velveteen Dream, and the inaugural NXT North American Champion, Adam Cole, baby. This received 5 stars. Meltzer, I'm shocked. Meltzer's just throwing out 5 stars like it's nothing to the WWE. It's crazy.
I always thought he needed like high flying, like spot heavy matches.
Like this was the best match. I don't want to say that, but
To be fair, every match is spot heavy. We just don't call it that. But like, Orton Maxon put it best. Talk about it. That everything is a spot. When Hulk Hogan pointed at his opponent, that's a spot. You look at the crowd. You stand up on the ropes and look at the crowd. That's a spot.
Yeah, but when it comes to ladder matches and like matches where there's a bunch of crazy shit, from my experience with Meltzer, he's not really a big fan of that. That's why him giving this match 5 stars surprised me.
well, the spots in this match were insane.
Dude.
Like, the typical 6 men on the ladder. When Ricochet was being tossed off the ladder, he did a backflip.
I thought that EC3 was gonna die.
EC3 got squashed by Killian Dane. I think we all agree that he should have died there. Surprisingly for them being big men, Lars and Killian, at least me, exceeded my expectations. Honestly, I feel like the right person won here because a lot of people were saying either EC3 or Ricochet, but it would have been too easy to put the title on him. So that gives Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream, and since I feel like Adam Cole's, like, if he's not already the future of NXT, they did right with this.
I love Adam Cole. Everyone knows I pop hard for Cole. But I didn't really think that they would do, and we're not to this part yet, but I didn't see Adam Cole and O'Reilly losing the tag titles, and I definitely didn't see them putting both titles on him in the same night. I am amazed and wowed that they did.
They shocked the system.
Dude.
And the league, John,
oh my god, they shocked it. They shocked the entire universe with what happened, but we'll get to that.
Honestly, for this match, the two people that surprised me most in this match was Lars Sullivan and EC3. Lars Sullivan, because I've always seen him as I've never really seen him as a main event guy, just some random big man they have there, but his performance in this match actually exceeded my expectations. And EC3, I'm a huge fan of EC3. I've liked him in TNA. I liked him as Derek Bateman. I enjoyed him being creepy and shit back in his first run. But the way he pretty much just took all those spots, you have to give him credit for not being dead.
Yeah. It was an insane match altogether. To further your point on Lars Sullivan, and now Lars, there's definitely a reason why he should still be in developmental, because listening to him talk, God no. But if he can learn like Braun has to get over with his personality and things he says, sky's the limit.
Malik Alphonse, you got anything on that?
If Alphonse, you don't mind me taking the mic from you. Originally going into this match, I knew EC3 and Ricochet was not going to have the belt because they just got into the company, and you don't I wouldn't say it will show favoritism to give them the belts, but it's, to me, it would be a slap in the face to give them the title and they just showed up on your doorsteps. So I looked at the card, I was thinking, the Velveteen Dream, DREAM is hit it. There you go, they got it. Yeah, that's getting over. More over than Thank You Prodigy. But
Good Prodigy.
But I wanted Velveteen Dream to win it because I feel like after all the work he's put through, he deserves it. And let's be honest, no one saw did you see his elbow drops from the top of the ladder to who was it, Lars?
Fantastic.
That was there's moments that leaves you breathless. And I'm gonna be I was kind of spoiled with NXT because that's when I started doing overtime. So when it comes to me, when I know the results, I don't want to watch the show. But I knew that, I at least wanted to see what happened. And I can honestly say this pay-per-view, each match, I couldn't really take my eyes off. It was that good. And the ladder match starting off the show was phenomenal. I mean, there's plenty of spots that I talk about. The Ricochet spot. When you talk about Ricochet spots in this match, you try to figure out which one you're talking about, because this man has done everything in this match. But there's always a funny spot where I want to make sure I'm not getting my big guys confused because it's been a while. So I think it was. I think it was Lars because I think it was Lars that Ricochet jumped on his back on the ladder and the ladder broke.
Yeah, that was Lars.
Yeah,
great.
That made my night.
So I kind of forget. Maybe one of y'all will remember. Okay, so it was EC3 that they had sitting on the ladder, and I think it was either Dan or Lars that jumped on top of the ladder with EC3.
Lars was the one who jumped on EC3. Dan jumped on Ricochet.
Yeah.
I want to talk about a spot that wasn't a violent spot, but just a really well done thing. So you had Adam Cole and EC3 working together, and then EC3 puts his hands up, EC3, and you just had that look of, bitch, the fuck you think you're doing? From Adam Cole. And it was
going back to what Malik said about EC3 and favoritism and shit, I won't lie, my pick of EC3 was purely based on favoritism.
Same.
Alphonse, you got anything?
I wasn't done, but hey.
No, go ahead, Malik.
Coming into this, I knew the one person who was going to win was Killian Dane. I knew he was going to win the North American Tag Title. So I'm glad he got the North American Tag Title.
Alphonse
You
here
like that
listening
match?
to you, apparently.
Wait, what you mean?
Giving us spoilers that haven't happened yet.
Oh, I thought we
Did
announced
he
one.
say North American Tag Title?
Yes, I did.
Come on, man, spill the deets. When's that coming out?
Huh? It already came out, didn't it? Look, anyways, the match was phenomenal. I can agree with Malik. With the performer of the night was the Team Dream. Because I mean, like, when he, like, the elbow drop to Lars was, like, so beautiful. EC3 was boring, in my opinion. Didn't really do much.
Fuck yourself.
No, seriously, he got squished. He didn't really do much.
He didn't do much. He took most of the spots of the night.
Yeah,
Like, that man got his whole entire body.
Exactly. Did nothing.
You can leave.
Oh, yes, I can.
If I bring Reaper back, can he just take out Lobo?
Alright, Malik, do you want to continue?
I chose Adam Cole because
Well, on one hand, no, I'm joking.
I chose Adam Cole because I felt like when you think of NXT workhorses right now, you think of Dream, Black, Gargano. I'd say Andreas, right?
What?
But I'm basically when it comes to NXT workhorses, Cole in this match it was either Cole or Dream, and I felt like if you want to tease the Undisputed Era kind of breaking up, and I know WWE likes to break up good tag teams when they're getting over, I chose Cole to win the match and him to lose a tag match because I thought that hey they could set up that St. Cole think he's so arrogant that he says that I kept my titles while you out just something like something small like him having the singles belt. He's acting more high and mighty, but this match was phenomenal. I actually said Dave Messler should give it 6 stars. 5 stars is just too little in my opinion.
Only the match that deserves 6 would be the end, or actually I'd say all these stars, but.
Alright, the next match was the NXT Women's Championship between the defending champion Ember Moon against Shayna Baszler.
Sir, is Baron?
Please let me. I want to talk about this one spot first.
Mine's gonna be pretty. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen Bourbon. My bad.
I want to talk about this one spot before we get in.
Oh, hold on. Let me say my piece because my piece is really quick. I wasn't there for the match, so sorry, I'm done.
Okay, so.
But I heard it was good.
Karen Bourbon just ramming her shoulder into the post to push it back into place.
I saw that.
Holy shit.
That
That is fucking metal.
turned me on.
I'm not gonna lie, that made me cringe.
I was. But it also reminded me of the spot that Alexa Bliss was doing where she'd pop her arm out of place to get the referee to give her a pause and then take an attack. Like, just the wonderful storytelling in that spot. Also, holy shit, that looked painful. Great match. Anyways, I'm done. I just wanted to talk about that.
Honestly, I don't have much to say about that match other than what Hunter already said. I feel the right person won. Ember Moon belongs on the main roster.
I'm glad Ember lost. She was too boring. She and Baszler. I'm glad.
Who else is boring, Alphonse?
Huh? Who else is boring?
I mean, you want me to answer say Sami Zayn?
Yo, Alphonse, we'll get to this later, but just know that a 10-year-old has more WWE championships than Sami Zayn.
I love him.
Oh, pedophile.
That 10-year-old is one of the GOATs.
I'm just gonna say it right now. I feel some type of way that.
Actually, Luigi, your statement is completely false. He has just as many WWE championships.
No, they're not counting NXT.
Well, I don't care what they're counting. It's called the WWE NXT Championship, so therefore
it's called NXT.
No, it's called the NXT Championship. NXT World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes, and NXT is part of WWE.
Ladies,
Talk every time I
stop the
mention how
fights.
WCW people shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. WWE owns NXT. WWE bought WCW. You have to keep consistency on the arguments.
Ladies, stop fighting. Look, let's be honest. I went into this match disappointed because they're talking about Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler. Well, I'm waiting for Alphonse to introduce me to the Queen.
Speaking of Alphonse and him fighting Ember Moon and a bunch of other people,
Who's the Queen,
I actually
Alphonse?
have to agree with his logic. I am glad that Mav and Dust won. LAX are boring.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, really?
Alright. Next was the triple threat tag team match.
Oh, Lordy.
The NXT tag team titles and the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Trophy. And it was pitting the obvious champions, the Undisputed Era. Obviously, Adam Cole having to do double duty alongside Kyle O'Reilly against probably one of the best, if not the best, tag team in NXT history, AOP, and Dunn and Strong.
All right, before we discuss this match, I wouldn't put AOP as one of the best tag teams in NXT history. I feel
one of the best.
They're not
the
one.
best big man tag team in a long, long time.
I wouldn't. They're not top 5 in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I would like to argue.
Who would you say is the top 5 big man tag teams then?
No, I'm talking about top 5 NXT
that's what I just said,
tag
though.
teams.
They're one of the absolute very best big man tag teams in a long time.
Oh, easy. Any team my dad's on. I'm rooting for my dad against teaming with that jobber, Eli. What is it? Eli Manning. But all serious, in this tag team match, I was a little hurt that Cole pretty much laid down the whole match, but I feel like it was worth it. It was worth it to see Roderick Strong heel turn.
Oh God, nut.
See,
Everyone thought it was
I
going to be at Takeover Royal Rumble. Can't remember which one it was. My bad.
You talking about War Games?
Yeah, War Games. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I left War Games slightly disappointed because I was looking forward to seeing Roderick Strong. Everybody was expecting it, and so I said I was a little disappointed that it didn't happen. And seeing that they them do it at New Orleans, so much of a better plan because it completely subverted the plans. Everyone's thought subverted expectations and made for an actual, truly shocking twist.
See, Malik, we're all talking about NXT, but there is something that I do want your thoughts on. How do you feel about your father following in your footsteps to take on LAX?
Well, if you want my honest opinion, it just shows that my father is trying to live off my legacy. But that's just.
You got in a fight with LAX once.
Yeah, but that's just my take on it. Good luck, Pops. By the way, the tag division, yeah, I ruled that. But
this match was great.
As for the NXT Tag Team Championship match, I honestly feel like the right thing happened, especially if they do the plan that I hope they're going to do, which is bring in Trent Seven and God, what the hell is that other guy's name?
Tyler Bate.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to match your name.
Something was confirmed. It's going to be Undisputed Era versus British Strong Style. Cole, Riley, Strong versus Dunn, Bate, and Trent Seven.
Whoa, Dunn and Bate on the same team. That sounds like an unholy alliance.
But as for the match, fantastic. The Roderick heel turn finally was a good piece to it. So
Who asked about the top? Somebody asked about top 5 teams? Was it top 5
that's
NXT?
another discussion. But yeah, they Undisputed Era is really shocking the system.
They didn't just shock the system. That shocked the very fabrics
Well,
of reality.
wait, stop. I can't help it. I can't help it. I heard the laugh. If anybody's gonna do my gimmick, I'm doing my gimmick. Luigi, don't get hurt about this, but I'm bringing my gimmick out. I guess you could say NXT, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong really shock the system.
I don't know about you guys, but I fucking love that. I find it hilarious.
Thank you.
It annoys the.
I think it's stupid humor.
Well, no, the joke itself is funny, but the laugh.
That's what makes it stupid, and that's why I find it
the
funny.
pre-main event for the NXT Championship. Andrade Cien Almas against Aleister Black.
Whoa. Racist. They prefer to be called African American.
Aleister African American.
Hunter, stop complaining. This man isn't black.
Okay, I give this match a 5 stars. It was phenomenal.
I want to like this match, but I'm just not a fan of the black people.
Wait, Alphonse, are you serious? You're giving it 5 stars?
Look, this wasn't as good as Gargano and Almas.
There's nothing as good as Gargano Ciampa.
Taker and Sean.
But Black and Almas really tore the house down. When Almas did his finisher, I thought that was done. I was like, holy shit, Almas is going to win. And then, dude, Black kicked out like a millisecond before the 3. I was like, holy shit. Like, I was off the edge of my seat, dude. Like, and Alphonse can say, because he was there, I was like off my seat. I was like, holy shit, this match. But the Black era has begun.
Wow, racist.
So it's gonna be great to watch. This like 4.75 or 4.99.
4.75 is my rating.
5. Not as good as Gargano Almas, but still pretty high up there.
I agree with you on that, Luigi, that it wasn't as good as Gargano.
It's a Gargano Almas match.
Okay, I will make the argument, though, that the only reason Gargano and Almas got 5 stars was because of the Ciampa spot.
So you're referring to the one where his career was on the line.
Yes.
They didn't have 2. That's why I was asking which one.
I'm talking about the one that got 5 stars at the takeover.
Alright, anyone else have anything on this match?
I do.
Alright, go ahead.
You go, Molly.
It's just,
I would just like to say that Black Mass was perfectly timed.
I would just like to say I'm gonna miss playing that song every time I get a victory in Mario Party. El Ídolo. Cause now he's a loser. I don't support. That's actually no, that's my song, dude. I'm sorry, dude.
I'm Mexican.
I'm black. We make music.
Okay.
I'm white. I get to take credit for everything.
He's not wrong. Luigi's Italian. He has a big sausage.
I got a mob behind me.
Okay. I'm hearing Mompy reference, so let's Perry Saturn our way out of here. So, surprisingly, the main of anyone else was shocked that Gargano and Ciampa main evented.
Oh, it had to.
Not me.
It had to.
I was.
Nah, there's no way you're
Everyone
telling.
but Alphonse is an idiot anyways.
Okay.
Okay, I am not surprised that it main evented. In fact, I would have felt insulted if it didn't.
But dude, okay, can we admire? All right, first of all,
Match.
if Gargano lost, he'd be banned from NXT for the rest of his life. But he won. So this obviously shows that Gargano's not being called up yet, which is good. Can we just say that Ciampa is probably the best heel in wrestling now? Yes, you can argue Cody Rhodes, but
Ooh,
really, can we agree that Ciampa's the best heel right now?
did you say argue
can't
Cody
argue it.
Rhodes?
He is the best.
Dude, Ciampa worked that crowd like a motherfucker, dude.
So does Deuce and
Dude, you get slammed on concrete and the crowd chants you deserve it.
Why are we bringing up? Stop saying Deuce and Domino. They were never over.
They're over my eyes.
Yeah, your eyes.
Deuce and Domino were great. It's like one of Alphonse's few good opinions. I mean, like one or two.
But this match was insane. Like, there wasn't a bad part of the match. It was...
Oh, actually, there was when it ended.
I want to talk about my favorite spot of the entire night. And it was because I love beautiful psychology and storytelling. And so when Johnny Gargano had the crutch...
Oh, yeah,
and
Ciampa was like...
Ciampa's begging it off. And, you know, and it called back to their great match at the Cruiserweight Classic where it was the roles reversed. And Gargano puts the crutch down. You know, and it's like, and it's this wonderful moment. Ciampa goes for the cheap shot. Is caught. Knee brace, crossface, STF. And it's over.
Oh yeah, that was so beautiful in real time.
I mean, just this was the previously. You asked me what my favorite match was. I went with Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25, with a bias because of the fact that I was there. This was the greatest match I've ever seen. So, period. No question.
It did get a 5-star rating, and Gargano now has back-to-back 5-star matches.
But yeah, Hunter, I actually have to agree with you on that, especially for the fact that for the past, I want to say 3 takeovers, it's been me and you going back and forth with Gargano and Ciampa, and I got that spot you were talking about where he refused to hit him with the crutch and just sat down next to him. I was screaming at my television, thinking that he was going to give the match to Ciampa.
And see, that's the beautiful thing about now granted, they did actually throw us a twist at WrestleMania, but typically if you lose your job kind of match, it's kind of okay, well, we know how this is going to end because obviously they're not going to get rid of him. But in NXT, you can just say, okay, well, this means that they're going to either stay in NXT or they're going to get called up. And so you don't know if he's going to lose or not.
Yeah, especially with how social media is very big now. Like, one rumor goes out and you're like, that's all you believe, and it's like, oh my god.
Oh, and let's talk about social. The build on this match was one of the best. I say it's the best NXT period, and it was built almost entirely through social media, through Ciampa's being the absolute biggest asshole ever.
Did you see what he made to Daniel Bryan the night of TakeOver or the night before TakeOver?
Dude, that was great.
Daniel Bryan tweeted out, if Gargano loses, I would love to have him on SmackDown Live. Ciampa responded with something like, well, in the next 24 hours, I might be able to make that a contractual arrangement, but don't get your hopes up because sooner or later I might come there to end your career again.
Whoa. The Daniel... Ooh, that's not good trying to face Daniel
Bryan? Oh, yeah. Does anyone else have anything to say on this match?
Words doesn't do
spend
justice for this
hours
match.
talking about this match, honestly. I've already watched a couple times since.
Yeah, dude, like that match was just too, like it was just so beautiful. It was just like, yeah, it was just.
It's going up there. Every year on its anniversary, I'm gonna do what I do with CM Punk versus Cena at Money in the Bank 2011. On the anniversary of that match, I watch it. I'm gonna start doing it every year on this match's anniversary.
This match made me wonder, like, if I was to ever to wrestle Alphonse, Luigi, I would want a match just like that, because that match was just pure. It was beautiful to watch, and they are best friends in real life. So I would love to work a match with my best friend, and we put on a classic like that.
Were they? You really? That's the. Almost everybody in wrestling is friends, and not necessarily best friends, but they're all friends.
Like, that's what makes, like, whenever Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn fight each other, like,
I don't
their
even feel
matches
like
are always, like,
they put it out as they hate each
the
other as much. Sorry.
Is, they know how to, they're best friends in real life. They've known each other for, like, almost their entire lives. So they know how to work with each other. That's the same thing with Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Yes, I know, you hate Sami Zayn. What's new?
Nothing.
So I know we're not going to talk. I don't want to talk much on this, but before we exit out of our NXT stage, I want to say a really cool moment. Apparently, Peyton Royce has given her locker to Candice LeRae.
Yes.
And we've talked about how great of a moment it was when Bayley gave that same locker to Peyton. Kind of weird because that means Peyton actually moved her locker because Bayley and Peyton were wrestling there at the same time. But
See, for me, like Luigi said, when it comes to Ciampa and Gargano and Zayn and Owens, that's a good way to have chemistry, but for me, I actually like it when wrestlers who barely know each other are just able to click right off the bat.
Oh, I completely forgot. I'm sorry. Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Obviously, like, never had a bad match.
Ooh. Oh.
I mean, they had a couple.
I mean, are we gonna forget the one with Triple H? Shawn Michaels literally laid down for Triple H for the European title. That was a bad match.
Okay. I meant actual matches.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's. I mean, hey, I mean.
Yes, I know the bell rung again. I know.
That was a match. Meltzer reviewed it, I believe.
Simply speaking, so out of 10 stars, do we do out of 10 stars out of 5?
No, well, I decided to change the system. A to F. No, F to Z for Dragon Ball Z.
No. But,
Fuck you. We're doing this.
Tweets at this on April 1st. The dear Candice LeRae, enjoy the day. It may be the last chance you have to celebrate with that child of a man you call a husband. Happy Easter. He's got a Lego version of himself ripping up the Gargano logo.
So is it 1 to 5 or 1 to 10?
We're doing Z to F, or F to Z.
So 1 to 5 or 1 to 10?
F to Z.
So 1 to 5 or okay. So out of 5 stars, the whole pay-per-view, we can do best or worst.
You're gonna give it an F or Z, or you can get the F out.
I'm gonna give it a nothing then because Dragon Ball is better than any of its successors.
I'm gonna give it a Naruto.
Well, thank you, Alphonse. That's beautiful.
So
I'm gonna give Alphonse.
Okay, so out of 10 stars, the pay-per-view best match, worst match. I mean, even though you can't really say a worst match for NXT.
Sure, I can.
I mean, out of all of them, okay, I'd go 10 stars. No, I don't think nothing was bad with it. If
Best
I
match
had
was
to pick a
Gargano
worst,
and Ciampa. Worst
if I
was
had to
Ember
pick a
Moon.
worst, it had to be the women's match. But where's the feminist at? Yeah, I said it.
First match was the great Ember Moon and Baszler match. The best match, obviously, was Gargano and Ciampa. I gotta give it a 11, because it gets another extra point for just being perfect. There's nothing I can find wrong with this show.
Alright. Anyone else want to give their ratings before we go to Mania?
Wait, what's the rating again? What is it?
1 to 10. Best match, worst match.
Alright. I'll give it a 10. Worst match was, that's hard, actually. Huh. I said the tag titles.
Ooh, wow.
Best worst?
Match. Yeah! I don't, that's a tough
It's
one.
hard.
Yeah. Alright. Worst match, ladder match. The best match, ladder match. There. I said it.
Alrighty. Malik?
The worst is the best.
I'm gonna give the best match Gargano and the worst match the women's.
Alright. So that concludes NXT. Now on to probably
To the Letzer show.
the worst Mania in like the last.
No way.
Yes. Wait.
Oh,
Dude, you should have been there in that apartment building with all of us there, dude. Whew. Whew.
How many times? Okay, Luigi, I'm going to base this on something. How many times did people suggest turning it off and turning on video games?
Not video games, just turning it off entirely.
I suggested to play
feel about
fighters.
this.
It was a lot.
I have to get it because
I had to, every time something bad happened, I was like, I need a drink, and I got a drink. That happened like every match. So, yeah. Anyways, let's get on to it. So obviously the pre-show. On to the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. No surprise returns, shockingly. And Bray Wyatt returned to help Matt Hardy win the Battle Royal of Giants.
the Humongous Wonder number 8.
Yeah, for the Humongous Wonder number 8. So yeah, Matt, the only person who called Matt winning was you, Hunter. I mean,
Still pissed off at the lack of Elias in that match.
That was shocking. We were all confused on why he wasn't in there. But I guess we know now.
I was confused too because he was advertised to be in the match.
That's the thing. Like, he was like announced like in the last list. But I guess last minute changes. I guess. But I mean, nothing. I mean, the right person won this match. Matt is on a high roll right now. So
yeah, since they're totally going to do something with him.
Yeah.
Who was second, the runner-up in that match? I forgot.
Baron Corbin.
Baron was?
Yep.
Sweet. That means Baron's going to be WWE champion. Because that's who they push, apparently. Not the guy who wins the match, the guy who gets second. That explains the leaked thing about Corbin being in the triple threat. Jinder was runner-up last year, then he became champion, so...
Don't mention that. Oh, we'll get to that. Don't worry. That was probably one of the most heated times I've ever seen Malik.
Come my way, became WWE champion.
We'll get to that. Anything more to say on this match? I mean, it was a battle royal, so.
Surprised to see Bray Wyatt.
Huh?
Surprised to see Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, Bray was a surprise. Wasn't
If y'all
expecting
paid attention to what happened in the house shows that everybody was shit talking about, that's why I knew that it was going to be Matt. Because they had Bray coming out during house shows, and Matt was, I knew you'd come, and then they'd hug in the ring. And so I'm like, yeah, Bray's gonna. I did expect Bray to be actually be in the match, and then actually, I was actually expecting him to be in the match and then walk over the ropes, kind of thing. So next is the cruiserweight.
Next is the cruiserweight final for the cruiserweight title.
Coolest gear of the night.
Malik Davis's twin brother versus Mustafa Ali.
Coolest gear ever.
Also, another reason why I don't listen to Hunter on match predictions, because he convinced me to pick Mustafa Ali, even though for weeks on end I was going with
There was no way Mustafa was winning that. I'm sorry.
I picked Mustafa because I didn't really have any reason to vote for either one, because there's no story really into it, and so I went with my personal favorite.
Now, I don't know if you did, if you watched the Beck Malik. I didn't, so I didn't get to watch the match.
Oh, the match was phenomenal.
That
That match should have been on the main show.
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
But honestly, I enjoyed that gear. Seriously, that was one of the coolest gears I've seen. I wouldn't mind if he just comes out like that normally from now on, because it's just badass.
But the right person won. Cedric's the face of the cruiserweight division, which he should have been for a while now. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, it looks like he's going into a feud with Buddy Murphy. So,
what? What are you talking about? Oh, was this something that happened on 205?
On 205, yeah.
I don't watch 205. I just check headlines if they come up.
Yeah.
well, you should watch 205 because it's gotten a hell of a lot better.
Alright, I'll give it a shot again.
Triple H took over.
Oh, wait, Triple H took it over? When did that happen?
Since Enzo left.
I didn't know that. Alright, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Next was
Vince McMahon no longer writes for or oversees 205 Live. It's Triple H, so he runs NXT and 205 now.
That's why they're so much better. Next was the women's battle royal.
Boo!
We saw a bunch of NXTs. Bianca Belair, Peyton Royce, Kairi Sane, Tanara Conti, the Indian bitch.
Wow.
And then obviously they only gave 3 entrances: Becky, Sasha, Bayley, which is crazy.
So,
I even forgot that Naomi was in the match.
A call, but I'm flipping off the bookers.
Why?
So that match ended stupid.
Why? Bayley getting eliminated? Or Naomi winning?
Both.
Why do you think Bayley should have won it?
I do. Also,
I got fucking fooled just as much as Bayley did in this fucking match, because I
forgot that she was in it, honestly.
I literally thought that she had won that match.
That's the kind of win that a heel should get. The face should not win through. Oh, by the way, I was laying outside the ring, and now I've snuck back in and took the win.
Okay, my biggest issue with this match.
That's a Miz win.
Okay, my biggest issue with this match is the fact that neither Sasha nor Bayley made a heel turn. They've been building up this fucking feud since they arrived on the main roster in like 2016 for 2 years now. And they keep on fucking yanking us by the arm, trying to figure out who the hell is going to turn heel, and I'm starting to get bored of it. Like, I don't care. Like,
if they don't do something tomorrow night or Monday night, I'm gonna probably give up on it.
Like, seriously, I don't want Bailey as a heel, but at this point, just turn one of them heel. I don't care who it is.
I want Bailey as a heel. I think that could be actually interesting.
Well, if you want the smart money, put Sasha or Bailey on SmackDown. Let one of them win the Women's Royal Rumble next year, and build off that. That's smart money. That's what I would have done.
But they're pushing this whole. They keep on teasing the fact that one of them is going to turn heel and shit. And you have these moments to where it seems like one of them does, but then the next week, Sasha or Bailey are coming out in each other's corners and shit. And it's like, what the fuck are you even doing with this shit?
Now, what do you think they're going to do with Naomi now that she's the winner?
No, absolutely nothing.
I think she's going to Raw.
Naomi, that doesn't look right.
I mean, Jinder Mahal doesn't look like with the WWE title, and it happened for some strange reason.
Yeah, but he didn't win. Hey, he didn't win the match, as I said. It was the runner-up that gets pushed.
Well, Bailey's going to get pushed. Thank God.
My logic for Jinder.
This logic isn't going to pass.
I have a really good reason for why Jinder won that match, but I'll get, or at least it's good in my own head, but I'll get to that once we talk about it.
Let's hope that, I mean, all the winners for the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal hasn't really done anything well with winning it. So let's hope that this starts a trend in the right direction.
Well, actually, we could say if they do a bunch after winning it, it just takes them a few years.
Luigi, are you high?
Who won the second one?
Expecting WWE to use the winner of a random battle royal to start shit in the right direction.
Hey, it was just a thought. You can only hope.
Who won the second battle royal?
Naomi.
Big Show.
Oh yeah.
Okay, never mind. My theory is wrong.
Joe, Baron.
Wait, who won the second Battle Royal?
Everyone a favor and relax for one.
Big Show won the second one, and then Damien Mizdow was the runner-up.
Question, are we going to talk about Raw and SmackDown after Mania too?
No, we could just talk about Bobby Lashley return. Spoiler.
I was going to say, we got to talk about Lashley.
Call-ups and stuff, not the entire show. So to start the main show, it was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Champion is Finn Balor, Seth Rollins.
Right, Walker?
Can we just say that yes, Seth Rollins, Mr. Grand Slam Rollins, is now Intercontinental Champion? He had the best entrance at Mania.
I mean, I don't know. Mustafa Ali is kind of tied with that.
Mustafa Ali.
Yeah, but
Mustafa Ali.
The game.
We're not discussing it. It's the truth.
Eyes, he had the blue contact. Like it just looks so. Like I wanted to nut.
Congratulations. I mean, that's wow.
I would agree with you, but I actually liked fucking Mustafa's better as well, and the fact that I don't watch garbage, so the reference was
Seth Rollins. John is a Seth Rollins fanboy. He just said it wasn't Seth Rollins. That's pretty good evidence.
Well,
the fact that I chose Balor over Rollins should tell you that I'm not exactly a Seth Rollins fanboy. I just like Seth Rollins.
This match was a good opening match. Good spots. I love Seth's version of the frog splash. Like he brings a whole new intensity to the splashes. The curb stomp out of nowhere on Finn Balor was a great one. And then obviously the curb stomp on Miz. Seth is now Intercontinental Champion. This is the top.
Honestly, the best part of this match was the double curve stomp.
Yes.
That man has a child.
And actually, the first two matches on the main card were two of the top three best matches. If anyone else have anything to say on this match?
Well, I mean, we haven't gotten to what I think my favorite match of the night, as crazy as it was, because I would have straight up called you a liar and laughed in your face if you told me this was my favorite match beforehand. But
we'll get to it.
It's probably the Ronda Rousey match.
yeah, I've told you all before.
Yeah, we'll get to it. It's coming. And let's get to the one of the top three matches of the night. And probably one of the biggest three. Charlotte versus Asuka, and Asuka lost.
It was an overrated match. The match wasn't that great, and then the ending. It would have been okay to have her lose. Then she goes like, my big streak that I've spent the last 3 years roughly building is over. Got a good show.
My damn throat.
Let's hug it out.
Turned instead of Shinsuke.
Yeah, I agree. Asuka should have just slaughtered Charlotte. Carmella comes out and cashes in. Bam.
Yeah, I was disappointed with
But you gotta like make it a video and point up to hurt you.
Yeah, I actually hated the ending of this match. If I were bookers for WWE, I would have had everything go down the same way, have her shake Charlotte's hand, go, you won, congratulations, and right as it seems like they were about to end the segment, just have fucking Asuka pull her back and just clothesline the fuck out of her.
Like, Asuka's not a face either, that's the thing. Like, she's not in that fully blown heel, but if you watch what she did towards the end in NXT, she was definitely not a face. She used the referee to knock Ember Moon off the ropes whenever she got close to losing.
it was a very. New Orleans is where streaks go to die. So
The coolest part of that match.
New Orleans, guys, no more New Orleans, please.
The one thing in that match that I absolutely did love, though, and someone took a good photo of this, so we did of that one-armed figure eight, blood dripping down her elbow. Just a really well done moment.
Oh, speaking of moments, the best spot of the match was when Charlotte did the moonsault and Asuka turned it into like the triangle choke or whatever the whole.
Oh god, that was good.
That was like.
I thought that was over.
It didn't look messy.
I thought it was going to end there.
Transition, like that shit was like.
It was like RKO out of nowhere smooth.
Yeah. But Asuka is now not undefeated, and Charlotte is Charlotte. Anyone else have anything on before we go on to the?
Okay.
Well, I know Malik doesn't want to talk about the next match, so.
All right, look.
Malik, if you want to talk now.
I feel like Asuka should. If they was gonna end this Asuka streak, they should have made her turn heel, or they should. She should not tap out. I feel like tapping out kind of. She just basically gave up the streak, in my opinion. And you know.
Okay, I'll say this. I'm kind of glad the streak is over, and like thinking about it, and like here's why. Because I feel like the other seasons
Speak up.
overrated. All right, I'm glad the streak ended because the streak was just too overrated. Like, you know,
Alphonse, you need to speak up, Alphonse. It sounded like you said the streak was overrated.
I always said that, but he still needs to speak up because I can't hear a damn thing you're saying.
Alphonse, how was it overrated? I felt like
It's okay if you make up the hookers, man.
It was something new for the women's division. We never really saw a woman be undefeated. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't say it was overrated. I would say it was in the middle. It's not overrated, but it's not underrated because we haven't really seen a. When was the last time we seen a woman really this dominant? And when I mean dominant, as in somebody who wasn't, you know, who was they had this push and then they just stopped and then they became, you know, a Natalia, a fart joke. Asuka was that woman for what, 3 or 4? How many years? 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3 years.
That was dominant, undefeated, unpinned, unsubmitted. That I wouldn't say that's overrated. I say that's an accomplishment. So
Yeah, no, but it's just like if you think of Oscar, it's just like you think of the streak, and like now since the streak is over, now you can do more things with Oscar. Huh?
Like, okay, like Trish and Lita, they suffered losses. They were never undefeated, but we still talk about their legacy because it was so great. We still talk about Asuka, even though there's one loss. Like, we still talk about the Undertaker's legacy, and he has 2 losses to that record. But we still talk so highly about it. So why not do the same with Asuka?
I know, but it's just like every time it's like Oscar, like the streak. I'm just like, okay, I guess it's.
I also didn't like this match because I lost $1.
You poor thing, you lost $1.
Yeah, it's
There's
just.
one person
I'm a
who called
poor
this,
bastard.
Mr. Ross. He actually called Charlotte winning. Pretty surprising.
Who called Charlotte winning?
our friend
King
named
Ross
Jay,
himself.
he predicted Charlotte to win, and he was really happy with the results.
Who?
Jay, love you, buddy.
I've seen actually quite a few people say it, actually.
I mean, technically, Hunter knows confident enough to go through with it.
I felt so.
And I kind of, I mean, there was it already got leaked out that it was happening. It was just whether or not you believed in the report.
I'm surprised Maverick didn't suggest this in the tag picks.
Typical Mav pick. Now let's get to the Fatal 4-Way match for the United States Championship.
I will not be discussing this match. Rusev should have won.
That's why I told you to speak, because I knew you weren't going to.
Goodbye, guys. You guys talk about this. I'm going to.
I don't care. I don't want to
put
discuss
myself-
it either. Just fuck this match.
Oh, thank
Fuck
you. We
Ranger.
already got 2 people that
Rusev
say
Day.
let's skip the match. All
Yeah,
in
I actually
favor.
agree.
All in
Happy
favor of
Gender Day.
skipping.
Happy Gender Day, guys.
Happy Sammy Day. All in favor of skipping this match? Aye.
Aye.
3 out of 2. Next match.
Yeah, let's
I'm
go,
kinda
let's go.
talking
I mean,
about
I didn't really say anything, but
I'm glad Happy Mahal Day is better than Happy Rusev Day.
I'm glad Sami Zayn is still.
Like, legit.
And y'all all trash on me. And yet y'all trash
Guys. Yes, perfect. Super Saiyan Rose. Oh! Sorry. Continue.
all right.
No,
Well,
let's just skip it. I'm actually mad.
In probably the best match of the night.
Okay, before we get on to this, I do have one thing to say.
We're on Cena.
The
Take
only
it.
reason why Jinder won the match was because Road Dogg wanted to have
Don't.
some
Wait.
kind of anti-American bullshit.
Oh, by the way, that perfectly reminds me about the Oscar match. How dare WWE bury the legacy of the streak by having John Cena run the ramp? That moment should have just been Oscar and Charlotte.
Oh yeah.
The fact that they even allowed that moment to happen.
What are you talking about? That guy just went in there, told him there was free chocolates in the back. Cena ran.
And you know what makes me mad? Before the Oscar streak ending with Cena ran the ramp, every match Cena was shown in the crowd. Majority of the match we saw John Cena.
Yeah.
WWE. I want to watch the show. If you're telling me that because John Cena's in the crowd, I better be 90% on TV too, because I am the son of Scott Steiner. I should be on TV during the match, having my thoughts and reviews.
They had some great mega stars from New Japan in the crowd.
Who cares about those indie marks? But that's my 2 cents. That really made Mania kind of sour. It kind of buried the talents in my eyes. I mean, the only
Well,
thing.
to be fair though, Cena, I don't think Cena was on board with him showing him so much because if you notice, every time they pointed at the camera at him, he was like, he just kept pointing back at the ring like, you fucking idiots. Focus on them.
I'll give Cena this. I respect that he saluted the Cruiserweight title match. So, thank you, John, for putting it over.
Alright, so let's skip that match. And now let's get to the best match, probably of the night. It was the highest rated match that Meltzer gave, and it surprised everybody. Triple H and Stephanie versus Kurt and Ronda. I'm going to let Alphonse talk about it first because. Go ahead.
Oh my god. I had a boner the whole time when Ronda was fighting, dude. Like,
Dude,
not
same.
like that. Not like that, but I'm like, alright, first off,
Yes, like
Kurt. Okay, not like that, but like, first of all, Kurt, he still got it. He still got it.
To a degree, probably.
To the degree, yes. He's slower, but he can still do. Pull it off.
Dude, not the same. I do not feel a boner about watching Kurt.
Okay, but I mean, once Ronda came to, oh my goodness, like
Once Ronda came.
she shocked the system. See, she can prove she can wrestle.
she was born to do this.
Exactly, and then like I like it when she just like she literally ran up to Stephanie and just grabbed her by the hair and just like
Freaking
bam, like
hold
come
her
on,
ass.
bitch.
When she's just pummeling Triple H in the corner.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Nia did the same thing to Alexa, but you didn't came on that part.
Nobody gives a shit about Nia.
No one gives a shit about you, John.
Yeah, and like
Also, Nia's a fucking giant.
No, we're not talking about that match. We're talking about Kurt and Ronda versus Triple H and Stephanie.
Well, I'm using that as an illusion right here, so give me a second. Nia's a giant.
Interrupted Alphonse.
Alexa's tiny.
Go ahead, Alphonse.
No, it's just the fact that Ronda picked up Triple H. It's just like, holy shit! Like this woman can do everything. Like I said when we were watching it, I was like, this is going to be the match of the night, and this was the match of the night. Ronda pulled it off, and Ronda is the future for the WWE Women's Division. She can do it.
It's kind of ironic because one of the match I thought was going to be possibly the match of the night, the worst of the night, and the match I was 100% sure was going to be the worst, ended up being the best in this match. I was introducing my girl to wrestling. This was the first wrestling show she really ever watched. And she said, "Well, who do you want to win?" I was like, I know that Ronda's gonna win, but so I'm just kind of hoping that some way, somehow, it's a decent, passable match.
Which it was.
I mean, it's insane to say that a mixed tag match was is that a bad thing though? To think that a mixed tag match was the best match of Mania?
Not with who was in it.
Yeah, no, who's in it?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I was surprised more by Stephanie's performance in this match than I was Ronda's.
Oh, she played her role perfectly.
Yeah, Stephanie was perfect too. Let's not. Yeah,
well, I mean, Stephanie's used to doing this though.
Actually, this was actually Stephanie's first WrestleMania match as well.
Wait, her first. It's not her first match though.
Yeah, but that's the difference. Ronda's pretty much a born athlete. To expect her to do bad in something that involves athletics when MMA and wrestling are pretty much the same thing.
Except you don't gotta work a crowd.
You do in UFC,
but that's the thing.
You gotta keep me entertained.
Hunter, if you watched Ronda's matches in UFC,
I watched the last few.
Did you see the
she knew how to work a crowd.
Yeah, she knows how to. Even from the beginning, she knows how to.
I only watched the last 3 or 4 of them.
Blake, were you saying something?
Did you see the Holly Holm fight? That's all you need to worry about, Ronda. She can fight.
Did you see the Jinder Mahal winning the US title? That's all you need to worry about.
We didn't have anything covering the build on this, but there was one line. I actually wasn't paying it that much attention during the build, and from what everyone was talking about, though, everybody was hating Ronda and how she was doing, and
she still doesn't know how to cut a promo yet. But but one
thing I wanted to get into was that line from Stephanie. We all know how you handle losses. Oh shit. damn.
That's just wrong.
And that's why Ronda broke her arm.
Twice.
Yes, but we're talking about now. Just once.
Yeah,
I felt it too.
Yeah, best match of the night was a mixed tag match. Crazy.
Yeah, I disagree.
I called it. I called it right from
And there was no cheesy proposal that everyone seen coming, yet we were supposed to pretend like we didn't at the end.
I disagree. This was the best match.
Next match was a squash match. There wasn't really much to talk about. The triple threat tag team match and live tag belts. Bludgeon Brothers and Malik Alphonse. You were there for the entrances. You didn't watch the match unless you watched it back. But
I watched it back. Yeah.
You did. It was a squash match. Like the New Day and the Usos literally got squashed that entire night.
I was making a plate of nachos. I came back and it was over.
Like, it's insane. I mean, yes, make the Bludgeon Brothers look strong, but the Usos and the New Day have carried the tag division all of 2017, and you're just gonna pretty much bury them like that? Like, it's insane. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's not much else to say about it.
Oh, you want to see crazy?
Let's talk about the next match, because I got a lot to say about this one. Undertaker, John Cena.
I didn't get my 2 cents of Usos.
You two have a lot to say.
I like to say Luke Harper, Eric Rowan.
There's wasn't really much to say about it.
There's something I would like to say about it. Eric Rowan, I am happy for you, dude. I honestly didn't know you had, I didn't think WWE had faith in you. I thought you was going to be released this year. I am proud and happy that you won a title.
Hey.
Good for you, man.
Does anyone else think their hammers, though, look like foam toys that you get for children at a dollar store?
Eric Rowan went from having a 7-7 match with The Rock at WrestleMania 32 to winning the tag titles 2 years later. That's a huge milestone. And he won it in a squash match. So
I'm going to argue the fact that having a match against The Rock at Mania, whether it's 7 seconds or not, isn't exactly a bad thing.
Yeah, I agree with you, John.
I mean, it's just the fact that he lost in 7 seconds. I mean,
it's The Rock, though.
All right, but
like, you know how many people can say they actually faced off against The Rock at Mania?
Hey,
Cena,
you know what? Even
Triple
though it was a 7-second loss,
Austin, Ken Shamrock. I mean,
hey, even though it was a 7-second loss, he still got a singles match at Mania. Looking at you, Dolph.
Okay, I can't even fight that. That was a good one.
All right.
Hunter wins this one against me. Put down the
Undertaker, Cena. Oh God.
That big boot was just fucking vicious.
Yo, that Taker was phenomenal.
That was Botchamania to the max.
I mean, I know that we all know that you don't actually make contact typically, but god damn.
Okay, everyone is saying that how the match went was the right way to go.
No, everyone is not.
I personally don't.
I don't.
I feel like this should have been an actual match. Okay, people's reasoning was that Cena's been talking shit week in, week out. People just wanted Cena to get his ass handed to, and that's what happened.
I mean, he has everything he said the weekend. He really wasn't, though. I mean, he actually complimented The Undertaker all the time. He was like, but do something, please. All these fans, you came out here, you gave a cryptic thing back at Raw 25 that made no sense. Come out here and say no, at least. But don't waste everyone's time.
And, I mean, well, let's talk about the Elias troll first.
Oh, Troll Elias.
Elias is amazing. Give him the IC title this year, please.
It was crazy.
Am I the only one who's surprised that Elias is basically doing the same thing that he was doing on NXT and he couldn't get over with it there?
Whoa.
He's one of the few cases. No, Elias
That's something
was
Ben
not
doesn't
over on
understand.
NXT. What?
Ben doesn't understand what that means.
Okay, no, Elias was one of the few cases I can actually name to where his gimmick on NXT didn't work out, but it ended up working once he got moved up to the main roster.
The only real memory, sticking memory of Elias in NXT was whenever after he lost to No Way Jose and the loser leaves NXT, he came back as El Vagabond. That was pretty great, I gotta say. It's like, and then, which now realizing how fucking creepy Byron Saxton is, Malik, I want to get your thoughts on that in a minute.
Later, because
You
we're
will.
talking about Mania.
But hearing anyways, Byron's, oh my god, it's Elias, just stupid shock.
I actually loved it. Elias.
Oh, I know, I
is
did too. That's what I'm saying. I loved it.
If anyone who hates it, they just get butthurt too easily.
I'm assuming you mean no Vagabond, but
Cena going up the ramp, like we all thought, wow, the Undertaker's really not coming. And then the dong hit for a second time, and then Taker came, and Cena's facial expressions were golden here. Like he was legit like.
Oh my god, you can see it.
That Taker actually came, and the one spot was when Cena was going for the 5-knuckle shuffle, and he bounced off the ropes. Taker sat up, and Cena like mid-air like jumped up and like fell down like holy mother of fucking shit, like goodness gracious. So, Malik and Alphonse know how vocal I was with this match. I needed a drink after this match.
Yeah, I thought the match was pretty good.
Look, everyone likes. I mean, most people like how it went off. I didn't. So, I mean, the Undertaker versus John Cena match was less than 3 minutes. Let that sink in.
Somebody say 3 minutes.
I'd just like to say, this needs to be Undertaker's title match. Let him go out triumphant against John Cena.
We're not.
Like this.
We're gonna have a casket match.
Oh god, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, you forgot about that.
Because I heard Rusev was out of the match. I just like, okay, thank God. Now we can have,
Nope, they're replacing him with Chris Jericho for some reason.
I'm fine with that. It's Jericho.
So you're fine with Jericho taking an L in a casket match against Taker?
It's Jericho versus Taker. Who said that in 2018, bro?
Wait, what?
Who thought that was gonna be a match in 2018?
I want Rusev for Taker.
Who thought Undertaker? Who thinks Undertaker should have a match in 2018?
No.
I mean, if you order the WWE Network for only $9.99, any match can be a match.
1077. 1077.
Free.
Bullshit.
I mean, if you're not paying for it, yes, it's free.
Yeah, technically.
But I'm not paying for it.
Exactly.
Thanks, Momo.
Next we got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Shane McMahon and the triumphant in-ring return of Daniel Bryan.
Wait, who's Kevin Owens teaming up with?
Oh, Sami Zayn.
Fuck that.
About the ending. It's okay, I hear TNA's hiring.
Sammy!
Alphonse!
I'm confused about what the hell is gonna happen, what the aftermath of this match is going to be.
Don't worry, man. TNA's hiring.
Yeah,
Kevin Steen and Rami Zayn.
That really was just one of those.
Can we talk about
holy shit, did he just say that?
Daniel Bryan literally got the best crowd response that On Mania night.
I don't watch Wrestle Talk, but Ollie said it best. This was the match that really just killed the crowd, though, because everyone was finally ready to see Bryan, and then they put him out before the match began, so you had to watch over 10 minutes of Shane struggling to, quote-unquote, wrestle against Owens and Sammy, and the crowd just kind of died because of that letdown there. That was a really dumb decision and really hurt the match.
You know, low-key, I was actually kind of hoping that whole rumor of fucking Shane having to be taken out for surgery was true, because I would have much preferred Zayn versus Owens and Bryan, or fucking either a 2-on-1 handicap match or a triple threat match. And
or even Bryan finds a new partner.
Wait. Maybe even a 3-on-1 handicap match.
Fucking genius. Book it now, Luigi.
Actually, I'll leave it for Booty Down Live.
Yeah, wow. Yeah.
Okay, but legit, is Alphonse snoring?
Yes.
It's funny how
It's fucking late.
Yes.
Oh wow.
I mean, I would be snoring too if I had to listen to Hunter talk.
I'm surprised he's fell asleep during the Sami Zayn match.
No, are you
I'm
surprised?
not surprised.
Alright, but let's keep it moving.
Yeah, it was just great to see Daniel Bryan in the ring again. So
Daniel Bryan showed that we can all agree that Daniel Bryan in the crowd was the best thing about it. I never heard the crowd, the whole WrestleMania crowd agreed to say Daniel Bryan, yes. The whole crowd, amazing.
Because I remember a whole movement on it.
No, I'm just saying, like in a WrestleMania arena.
Yeah, did you not watch 30?
I try to forget about 30.
Why? 30 was great. I loved 30.
30 was
31 was better.
31 was not better.
30 was only good because of Daniel Bryan.
It's my art.
No, 30 was...
Guys, I want to talk about Nia and Alexa Bliss. Come on.
Yes, go ahead.
Actually, hey, y'all, I think we should just skip that one.
And Alexa, stop.
I think we should skip that one.
I also agree with this motion. Since we skipped the U.S. title match, I also agree with Hunter and saying that we should skip the Nia Jax match.
Well, it's 2 versus 2, so therefore we're going.
So I guess we're going to have ourselves a tag team match.
We're reviewing. No, screw that. We're reviewing this match.
When I tell you this was the most hype he was all night, it was the most hype he was all night.
Oh, sure. But we can talk about when Malik is hype, but no, we can't talk about matches that piss him off.
Hey, we all agree not to talk about the Jitter match, so screw you guys.
There was nothing to talk about, though.
Exactly.
It's like there's nothing to talk about here.
Oh, there's something to talk about, alright. Nia.
Malik, all joking aside, I can't talk about this match because I didn't watch it. This was actually my piss break.
Well, screw you, dude. I didn't need a piss break on this. This match was the match of the century. I'll give this match legit 7 out of 5 stars.
He only says it because of how good Nia Jax looked at
and how amazing she was in that ring.
So, hey, Luigi, you've been to Malik's house. Does he have a picture of Nia on his pillows?
I've actually never been in his room, so.
Really?
Nope.
That's a shocker.
I mean, if he wants to,
I take you for the type of guy. I take you for the type of guy that whenever you have a crush on somebody, you put their picture on your pillowcase.
No.
I feel personally attacked by this relevant content.
But anyways, Nia, I love you, baby. Next match, Braun kidnaps kids.
No, actually, there's one spot that I want to talk about, or just want to mention.
Oh, the Nia boot cheeks spot. Oh yeah, okay. I agree.
No,
Was it when Nia showed her the breast assist?
No.
When Nia almost
It
sound
was
Alexa?
when Nia showed Sasha Banks how to correctly
Sell?
sell a Twisted Bliss. When Alexa did a Twisted Bliss off the top rope, Alexa stopped. When Bliss did a Twisted Bliss on Nia outside the ring, that was a good spot. That's how you sell it, Sasha. That's how you sell it.
I agree with Alpha.
I disagree. I think y'all both idiots.
Alpha has actually got a point for once.
Alright, next match. We went into this match with stupidly high expectations, and
I didn't.
AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. Obviously, it wasn't as great as Wrestle Kingdom 10.
I would say that it did not live up to the hype.
No, it did not.
The issue that made it even worse, though, is like I went into it with just subpar expectations, and yet I was still disappointed. It's like that meme. I expect nothing, and yet I'm still disappointed.
Wait, why is your nickname number 2?
Well, obviously, it can't be number 1.
Huh?
Wait, what?
Go back on the match. Go back on the match. AJ Naka, very disappointing. It was so lackluster. We talked about the plans for the RTX title. Very disappointing. Very lackluster. AJ Naka, I don't know what happened. I blame the creative team. I feel like the creative team.
AJ Styles' knee.
No, you shut your mouth. I blame. Well, actually, no. That's a good point. Continue.
See, if some people may not know this, but AJ Styles wrestled the match injured. There was talks that they were gonna strip him of the belt, but they went ahead and finished the match out, which really confuses me because they had him win, but
I would say that's a theory
why
because
does he keep kicking me in the dick?
I'll say that's there because AJ wrestled Daniel Bryan on SmackDown, and I feel like if that was true, AJ would have been on commentary, and it would have been Naka versus Daniel. But enough of that. I feel
Why
like
does he keep hitting me in the
I
dick?
think this was I blame creative team because they're already agents. Whoever told them to, I feel like they was told to hold back. Even I say this match was still good, but it wasn't good as we all wish it was. With that being said, I think we can all agree to that statement. Let's go to the next match.
Oh, are we going to talk about the Shinsuke heel turn?
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Shinsuke is not a heel, dude. He doesn't speak.
Yeah, he is.
He doesn't speak English. He doesn't know what a heel is. He just
Sorry.
he had
No speak
No.
English.
he was very sorry for what he's done.
Sorry,
he-
speak English.
He was too emotional that night. That's why I didn't want to talk about it. He was too emotional, and you guys are just ruining it. Now let's move on. He was too emotional. He's very sorry. He don't speak English. That's how you do a
The
reference.
Bar
Chris.
losing the titles to the Monster Among Men and a 10-year-old.
The
Hey,
10-year-old
but it's
among
the
them.
greatest.
I needed a drink after that one too.
That was fantastic. Best thing of the night.
No.
No,
Yes.
Nicholas.
Nicholas.
Okay. Guys,
Hunter,
all right, let me
fucking door, dude.
let me say this. So, this was a good spot for the crowd, and maybe for this is Mania, anything can happen. But if we're looking business wise, this was the most retarded and dumbest decision ever. As a person, creatively, I would.
Braun Strowman is that great. He won the tag team titles with a 10-year-old.
Right, but let's make it.
Braun Strowman.
If you're looking at it as a business, I would.
It makes Braun
That's a
Strowman
dumb.
like a Steve Austin in that he just made a big FU to the management because he
Yeah,
didn't
I
want
feel
a
like
tag
big
team
F you
partner.
right now, but hey, that's just me. But
He didn't want a tag partner. He wouldn't have had to pick a 10-year-old if they just let him do it himself. Kane did a tag team title match on his own, but they didn't let Braun do it, and so he's like, you know what? Fuck you all. I'll get a 10-year-old.
So, anyways,
Fuck the interruptions too.
I feel like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Congratulations. Mania goes to Goldberg and not Goldberg, Brock and Roman. Let's go to Brock and Roman. Skip this match. Roman kicked out of 6 F5s. No, 5 F5s. Thank you, WWE. You buried the F5. You kept the title on Brock for no reason at all. Another stupid
Actually,
decision.
there's a pretty good reason.
Mention, Malik, it took only 3 F5s to beat the streak.
Yeah, I don't even like talking about that, but the fact that it took 6 F5s, like that just buries the Undertaker even fucking more, and it really irritates me about that. So, Brock, WWE, Vince,
Fuck you.
Vince, this is all your decision. You do not know what you're doing with the Roman Reigns development, the Roman Reigns push, or your company right now. If you're selling me this, Samoa Joe, Braun Strowman, Goldberg, they all lost to 1 F5. WrestleMania 30, Brock, it took 3 F5s to take out Taker. You're telling me it takes 6 F5s to beat Roman Reigns, but one skull-crushing finale is all it took for him to lose the IC title to The Miz? Vince, it's clear as day. Hunter, you shut your mouth. Hunter, shut your mouth.
Hunter, stop interrupting.
You'll cut me off already
Vince,
when I was trying, and I was talking about.
You don't know what to do with your characters or your promotion. Like you're not thinking. You're just doing for the moment. You're not thinking long term. What it would have been smart if Roman would have kicked out of 3 F5s, maybe 2, believable. No way you're telling me a man can kick out his 5 finishers. Like you made the F5 look like a joke. 5 F5s. Vince, I love you. I grew up with your product, but it's clear as day you don't know. You really don't know what you're doing. I feel like you purposely said, "Okay, let me see what I can do. Let's make Roman look really strong by kicking out of 5 F5s."
Like
It doesn't protect no one.
Attitude adjustments.
Okay, Malik, I actually have to agree with you, but my biggest issue with the fact of him kicking out of all those F5s is the fact that this isn't the first time Roman and Brock have faced off in a match. Maybe they haven't had a one-on-one match since Mania, but okay, just think. All those fucking Fatal 4-Way matches, the Triple Threat matches that Brock ended up pinning Roman in, he pinned him with 1 F5. In those matches. You can't even keep consistency. That's my issue.
It's really
No,
sad
but they're
that
not tie into the fact that it was a multi-man match, and so Roman actually took more punishment, quote quote, from more than just Brock. That's why 1 F5, finished him off then.
you took an F5 to the announce table. Let's not forget that.
So I've been thinking a lot about this match and why Vince would do this, and I've come with my conclusion. And that's Friday. Dana White went out on. Everyone already was complaining on their own, saying how they couldn't stand this match because everyone knew that Roman would win. Mix that in with Dana White basically saying it straight up by saying, "Yeah, that's right. Brock already signed with us." And with Dana White being there in the audience, I think Vince wanted to say, "Well, fuck you. You don't get to keep him all for yourself." Because we all know Vince is a petty bastard. If you don't realize that, take when CM Punk left, they went through Undertaker's wins at WrestleMania, and they just skipped right over 29 in the video package.
Look, I think the crowd's chant of "this is awful" speaks for the main event. Even after Lesnar busted him open, it still didn't save the match. If in all honesty, Malik can back this up, I don't even think any of us were paying attention to that match.
I thought.
I didn't even realize all these finishers happened. Found out online. I was playing around on my laptop, and then I looked up,
I thought
and
it was 5
Brock,
minutes.
I heard Brock's
me
music
and
hit.
Malik, like, we looked it up. It was a 15-minute match. Me and Malik thought it was like 5 minutes. Like,
When I heard Brock's music hit, I looked back up. Also, the other reason in my conclusion, and this is not one of my own conclusions, this is someone else's, but the reason why Brock won was that when Roman wins the title in Saudi Arabia, it gets a big cheer because they all fucking love him over in that area of the world.
and then when he comes back to the States, everyone fucking hates him. So what's the point?
You know Vince doesn't really think ahead very well.
Obviously. Oh well. I mean, we can
Before you go, Brock, please just give me a Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, though. It's one of my biggest fantasies.
Brock will probably squash Bobby anyway, so.
I'm just gonna say, if we're not gonna see Brock do things other than F5s and suplex, I'm not interested. Yes, Brock coming there makes the title feel special, but it doesn't really add to the match if we're going to see the same thing. So Brock,
I like Brock Lesnar. I actually
don't.
do. No, if you let me. Quit, fuck, you're interrupting. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's not really.
Yeah, but it means more when I say it, because you're only
See how it's not really conductive to helping out the
okay,
environment.
I'm gonna end it right. I'm gonna end this right here.
Oh no, because I'm gonna get my
No. We're gonna end it. Now we're gonna talk about the shakeup.
Lesnar.
We're going to talk about shakeup. Shakeup predictions.
I'm going to continue my thought. Now, I like Brock Lesnar.
If you were to ask me about a year from now, once they both lost their title reigns, which one I would go through and do over again, which one I would remember, I would say I would remember Jinder winning the WWE Championship before I actually remember title. Because I still say to this day, they're only using Brock as a way to put Roman over.
And apparently, if they might be using him just to further screw up CM Punk stuff.
So I was working Luigi yesterday.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Let's get to ranking Mania. And then quick on the.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a letter grade for Mania. I'm gonna give it a D. That's the nicest I can give it.
A D?
I'm giving it a D. So all I gotta say, the pros, Nia, Cena. I like Cena and Taker. Sorry, but I feel like I'm gonna hate it now because Taker versus Jericho. Seth winning the IC title. AJ beating Naka because I had two gut feelings at Mania, and I felt like Naka was a safe pick at Mania. But seeing AJ won, it kind of gave me confidence, saying, "Yo, I know WWE's booking," so that's kind of And then the cons, the booking decisions and the finishes of the match. I feel like WWE, the pay per view was ruined because of these decisions, and they buried the Royal Rumble winners this year.
Asian Mania.
Even
Crap, are you serious?
even the first women's Royal Rumble, the first women's Royal Rumble winner lost. That's kind of a burial to that women's Royal Rumble match. So if there's another one, they already having 100% chance of losing the match at Mania. So it's just WWE make better booking decisions.
I'd give Mania. Oh God, a 4. Best match was Ronda, Kurt, Triple H, Steph. I'd give a close second to the Triple Threat IC match. Worst was Taker Cena. That's just my opinion. Yeah, just I would watch NXT Takeover for the amount of time that Mania was in. I'd watch Takeover over and over and over before I watch this Mania again. So
For me, honestly, the best. I don't really have a best match, but I do have a best and worst moment. Because I just hated this whole entire pay per view. Honestly, for me, the best moment was Trolias, and the worst moment was the lack of Elias not having a match.
Wow,
I will
that's.
say that.
Well, he did have a match. He faced off against Cena.
No, he didn't. They never had a match. It was just a
the
segment.
bell didn't ring.
Didn't?
No, Elias never had a match.
Hey, Elias is undefeated.
True. So, best match was Ronda Rousey's.
I like to say I enjoy Mania with the friends. That's the only thing I liked about Mania was being around people. If it wasn't for the bros, I would have turned off Mania.
Anyways. Worst.
I'm hoping that next year's Mania, when we go, it will be more entertaining.
Okay, Malik, now you're doing this on
The,
purpose.
the Hall of Fame. I'm hoping Christian gets inducted.
You'll hate it, don't you?
But you know, hey, that's just me.
Okay, now Luigi, I need to call you out on that because you've done it too before, so don't act like you're innocent.
Go ahead, Hunter.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to say. I already talked about all my stuff.
Worst match was
Bro, but let's
Nia.
talk about Byron Saxton. Did you see what Nia said about
Oh my
him?
God. Cut it the
Oh
fuck
my
out.
god. Whew. I'm done. You can go.
Are you sure? Are you sure you're done?
Yeah.
Why
Dude.
is it that I don't believe you?
Calm down, John. Calm down, me. Calm down. I'm here to have fun.
I'd calm down except for the fact that you guys keep on bitching at me and Hunter for
No one's
interrupting
bitching at you. Did I bitch? Dude, this is a live recording. Can we please do the episode? Come on.
I don't know, can we?
Hunter, are you going to continue what you're saying?
He said the worst match is Nia Jax versus Alexa.
Okay. Okay.
Alright,
Now, it's currently 3:14. Do y'all want to do shake up or y'all just want to end the episode right here?
I don't know, are we going to be able to do this shake-up, or are you going to...
it's up to you. I mean, I can just like go over it, like just so for the people to know.
Oh, I mean, I don't mind doing the shake-up, I just have a feeling that we're just going to get interrupted anyway, even though you guys tell us not to do it. But somehow when you guys do it, it's okay.
Now, I like to announce something. Since this is the live recording, I'd like to announce that over the past few weeks, months, I don't know, but for a period of time, I haven't been happy with Real Talk Wrestling Podcast. And I'm not trying to bury this on this episode, but I feel like this is the perfect example, and I need to say it now. Overall, this past few days, I've been saying something's missing. I'm trying to figure out what was missing. And I actually been seeing what's been missing. My love for doing the episodes. For a few while, and I am doing the Sean, I'm shooting now. For a few months, I remember Luigi always saying, great episode with you guys. Love doing this. And I always say, yeah, man, great episode. Love doing this too. But now it went from I love doing this episode with you guys to man, thank God it's over. And I don't like feeling this way. I was gonna do a video about it, but since you guys are quiet now, and all I'm asking for you guys is to not say anything. Let me say my piece. I'm gonna end the podcast. I'm gonna end the recording. Real Talk Wrestling Podcast, yes, it was made for a brotherhoodship. I asked Luigi, Sean, Kieran, and Javi to do this because I knew they loved talking about wrestling, and I wanted to do it with brothers. But I also wanted the podcast to succeed and be a next big thing on YouTube. It's been a full year of Real Talk, and I feel like my goal of reaching the heights is not where it is to be. And we could say it's about being consistent with episodes or this and that. But when I upload a Moolah, my Snapchat for example, I upload a pic or a video, 16 to 15 views. Moolah, I used to upload Moolah every day, and that was my highest views. When I take a month break from, and you can ask Luigi, when I take a month or a 2 month break from Moolah, it's my highest views. So it's not really consistency about the episodes. It's about direction. And I talked about Real Talk and why I wasn't happy to a good brother. I talked about it with, I'm not going to say names, but I talked about it with a good brother. And he says one of them was professionalism. And I completely agree. We are unprofessional as fuck. And I do not mean to curse, I don't mean to swear, but we are unprofessional. Let's all agree to it. And I'm not gonna point names, but we do all interrupt each other. We do get off a topic, and we just keep saying things we want to say over and over again, and that's the problem. Another problem is direction, and this is all me. Real Talk is my baby, and yes, we say it's my channel, my rules. But yet, when I ask you guys to do something or make a rule, who really follows the rules? Because I can name plenty of times where you guys say, yeah, man, your channel, your rules, I got you. And then when I ask you guys to do something, it's, well, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's going to hurt my character. And then, what also got me thinking about this? And I don't want to put out names. I'm not trying to put people out saying they're bad guys. I love each and every one of you guys. Hunter, believe it or not, I love you, dude. John, I love you. Luigi, I love you. I'm just saying you guys' names because you guys are here right now so y'all can hear me. I love you guys. You saw my chat. I love you guys. But I love you.
I did see your
No,
chat.
no,
Fucking
shut
did it.
up, Hunter. Hunter, shut up.
Dude, you just.
I love you guys so much that I am not one of your friends who will talk behind your back. I'm your brother who's going to tell you the truth, and Luigi knows it for a fact. When there's a problem, I tell it how it is, and that's why Luigi loves me today, because I tell the truth. When Real Talk, when I noticed that Real Talk had lack of faces, I said, you know what? I'm gonna turn the Elijah character into a face. I asked John to turn your character face. He said no. I'm like, dude, just why can't you do it? He said because he wants it to get over. And I asked the question, over with who? He didn't answer the question. Where when Real Talk was created, I wanted it to be a big thing. We're not getting a lot of views. We're barely getting double digits, guys. We're getting 2 to 3 views. The last episode, I could probably go on my YouTube channel 6 views. And you can't blame consistency. We can't blame that. We need to point the real fingers out. We need to point at each other. We don't follow our actions. We're not that professional. We interrupt each other, and we don't work together. You know what happened at work the other day? When someone didn't listen to my team lead, technically their boss, though that boss doesn't pay them, like you guys say, I don't pay you guys. You know what happened to that person who didn't listen to the team lead? She got fired on the spot that day. When I tell you guys plans and ask you guys to do something, and y'all say no, look at stuff. Look at where we at right now. I'm not. We're we're having a debate about interruptions, and yeah, I mean interruptions. It can be fun at sometimes, but when you're just interrupting just to interrupt, so you can just cut somebody else, so you can say what you think is really important, it's not that good. We need Real Talk doesn't need a reset. It's not the gimmicks. It's us. It's always. We keep saying it's the gimmicks. It's not the gimmicks. It's Malik Davis, it's Luigi Diaspar, it's John Edwards, it's Hunter, it's Kieran, Alphonse, Javi, Xavier, Jimmy, it's everyone. What we need to do is not focus on characters, but we need to focus on professionalism, how to talk to one another, how to discuss an episode. That's why Real Talk needs a hiatus. We don't need a reset. Everything is perfect. What our formula is perfect. It's just the format. It's just how we lay it out. Have, can anyone tell me? And this is when you guys can talk. But I'm not asking you guys to interrupt each other one by one or say which is important. I'm just asking you one question. When is the last time you truly enjoyed doing a long episode, a 2 hour or 1 hour 30-minute episode? Tell me the last time you guys enjoyed it.
You want my honest answer, Malik?
John,
I
yes.
enjoy doing this every week.
Okay.
Like ever since I came here from episode one, from the first episode I've been here till this episode, I've enjoyed doing this. And to go back about what you said about how you asked me to be a face, I said no to that question for one reason. Because of me having a new character. I cannot make a commitment to being a face or a heel when I have not had that character be on a podcast episode. I don't know how you guys are going to receive it. I don't know how it's going to be. So to say that I'm going to commit to a certain role for a character that I have not done is not a commitment that I can give you.
Honestly, the last time I enjoyed doing podcast episodes is when it was just you, me, and Javi just talking about wrestling. Ever since the gimmick started, I've always had a stain. That's just you've known Malik. I've been very vocal about the gimmicks and everything.
Okay.
No, John.
No. The last time I fully enjoyed from 0.00 to however long the episode was. It was when the early stages of the podcast, where all we did was just sit down and literally have a 2 hour bro talk about just wrestling. And that's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Hunter?
I would have said this one towards the end, and I'm also attributing to the fact it's fucking late, and so a lot of us are going to be on edge anyways. I don't. For a while, I've gotten really pissed with how things are going, but at a certain point, I've just kind of gone to the. You tell me when to speak, boss. I go. I'm not putting too much into the because, what was the name of the pay-per-view? Chamber for me. My experience of Chamber was kind of hurt greatly by all the fighting, and so after that, I just kind of figured I'm not putting too much stake into this to where I'm getting upset if things are going. It's because it ruins my mood. Now I'm as highly annoyed, but just don't care. For that.
All right. Is that all you have to say, or is there more?
That's honestly it.
All right. I love Real Talk Wrestling Podcast. It's something. The way I was born and raised is to never settle for less. I love doing this, but I also and I don't want you guys to hate me, but I want this to succeed. I don't. If we're just I love doing it for fun and all that stuff, but this is also a promotion, a business, and I want it to succeed. I talked to Jimmy. We want it to be shared. Every time I say share our content, like and comment, because I want it to expand. I don't want it to be something we work so hard for just to get 5 viewers, and it's just us. And yes, this is still recording because I'm going to leave One or more. Hunter, it's cool to leave. We'll talk about it later. There's no
Alright, cool.
disrespect. It's okay. You're good, dude. But I'm gonna say this. I want Real Talk to succeed. I want it to grow, and I want it to be the next best thing. And yes, I know it's hard for this to succeed with the little view, the little channel I have with the name, and it's hard to sell wrestling now because the lackluster product. There's so many wrestling podcasts out there, so I know it's hard. I know it's going to take time, but if we're going to have it where we're always arguing, we're always going to interrupt each other, we're not going to be professionalism, we're not going to listen to the boss, aka me, then we need to end this. And I don't want to end it. So all I'm asking, I think we just need to take a hiatus, a break, till we understand what we can really do to better ourselves. We don't, my mindset has, when this podcast started, my mindset was we're going to have fun, we're going to grow, we're going to do this. To now, I'm coming home from work. Let's get this over with so I can get ready for the next day at work. I remember even at work, I was thinking about the podcast. This whole week, I did overtime and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to. Who cares about the podcast? That's what hits me at home. I used to love this. Now I feel like I'm looking at it and I don't know what this is. This isn't what I envisioned Real Talk to be. I'm just going to say this right now. We need a hiatus. I'm not saying reset. I'm just saying, Luigi, if you can, I say we just need to pause all our records until we can all agree that we're ready for this. And I don't mean ready as in, okay, dude, I'm going to do my best promo on you. Give me your feedback on this promo. I mean, when Luigi, John, everyone in this chat can say, Malik, I'm ready. We can talk. We won't interrupt each other. Malik, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to say? How are we going to review this step by step?
Can I
That's
say
what we
something?
need. John, yes, you can say something.
I actually have to agree with you on this, but there is something that every time I have a job that every single boss has told me. The people you work with are only as good as the people they work for. And this episode, I know, like Hunter said, people are tired and shit, but my boss basically told me this. You cannot expect the people who work for you to do something that you are not willing to do yourself. And that reflected with the whole interrupting bit in this episode. Hunter interrupted you. Everybody was getting pissed off about that, but rather than be the bigger man and not interrupting him, we chose to not be professional about the matter.
John, I completely agree with you. But I did it just for a joke, and I won't lie. I did it to see how he would feel about it, but I did it as a joke. When everyone talking, I don't
You did
interrupt.
it as a joke, so, I mean, I don't really...
Well, how do you think people feel when you guys interrupt them? I did it as a joke. We all laughed, and I was saying funny stuff. But I agree with you. We need to work on professionalism, and I'm going to work on that too. Even though,
I do have one argument for this whole entire thing, though. Not like the hiatus, because I agree with you on that, but I've watched several wrestling podcasts, not even just wrestling podcasts, any type of podcast. And interruptions are things that I have noticed on every single one of them, whether it was ours at Real Talk or any other podcast. You watch it, you listen to it. Once the topic gets going and everybody has something to say, there's interruptions. That's what a debate is.
All right.
It's a matter of sorting out the little bits of jumbles and shit. And if people don't hear what you say, 9 times out of 10 on those podcasts, they'll say, "Hey, I didn't hear what you just said. Can you repeat yourself?"
All right. Well, John, let me say this. There's been numerous occasions, and this episode you could probably play back and listen to. There's been occasions where Luigi will say something. And I'm using him as an example. Luigi will say something, and somebody will go off topic. I have noticed it. Anytime we say something, we get off topic, and that's another thing. We need to focus on staying on topic. We can goof off for a little bit, but once it should be a goofball moment every a 20-second goofball moment, not a 2-minute goofball moment where we just forget about the whole topic.
See,
So
I agree with you on that. And honestly, if you were to ask me what I think my biggest issue with these podcasts is, it's not the interruptions. Like, for me, I don't mind being interrupted. But if you're going to interrupt me with something that has to do with the topic we are talking about. Like, if we're talking about the Nia Jax match or whatever, I don't want to have an interruption about something having to do with something totally different. Now, if you interrupt me to like further on my point about something, like how, like for the AJ Styles match, I said I think it didn't live up to the hype, and then you were to interrupt me and say you completely agree and say why you agree, I'd be completely fine with that. My issue with the interruptions is the fact that 9 times out of 10, people don't even interrupt people to say something that has any relevance to the topic.
All right. Well, I'm gonna cut the recording. I kept this so you guys, the our true viewers, the people that's our viewers that actually subscribe to listen to Real Talk Wrestling Podcast. I'm speaking for myself. The people who actually come watch us and support our channel, I love you with all my heart. You watch us, you listen to us, you hear all our stuff, and if you stay tuned, I love you for that. You will always be in my heart. For those who support Real Talk, you are always in my heart. So please, give us a like, give us a comment, give us a share. When this episode's uploaded, I'm hoping that the next time, if Real Talk if Real Talk is still, if Real Talk is still here, and they decide to do another episode, we're hoping they just stay tuned, and we'll see you on the next one. Signing out.